The people who are refusing to have these rules applied to them are the people being targeted by the bad actors. Steve, you've got a cautionary tale about how it's often the case that it's senior people in smaller and mid-market businesses that end up being the victims of hackers. Can you just tell us that story?
Absolutely, yeah. So one of the CEOs that I worked with was one who pushed back on the idea of 2FA being applicable to them. Two-factor authentication on, no problem, but not for me. I being the CEO and being one of the runners of the co-owners of the company, I don't need this. And that person also didn't want us to do the password changes on a regular basis. So every 30 days, normally staff have to have a new password issued. And also they didn't want that turned on either. So it's the same password being used for a length period of time. But they were using the same password unbeknown to us as they were using for their online shopping and other online transactions, just so they didn't have to remember too many passwords. And clearly what would happen is that the online shopping environment was attacked. Data was stolen, and in amongst that was her personal email address with her password. Someone got that and used the password that they found with her business email address and got in. And what happened was that they decided that related to financial data, anything coming to this person that had a financial or business related content would get placed into an RSS folder and fed out to an email address in China. So the only reason that they found out was because they had asked for a specific document to be sent through to them urgently for a board meeting from their CFO. The document didn't arrive. They followed up and said again, it's urgent. I really need to get that document, and realized that it had been sent. They tried a second time and it still didn't arrive in their inbox. And it was only at that point where they raised with the IT department an issue with receiving emails from this CFO. We went in and we said, at first glance, the email was sent and the email was received. Our systems are telling us that the transaction was complete. What we didn't know until we actually went into her inbox and specifically looked at the rules set up on her inbox, as we realized that someone had got in, changed the rules so that particular keywords would get fed into an RSS folder, and that RSS folder was set up to send the email out to a Chinese email address.
So senior refuses to have the rules applied to them, uses the same password for their business as for another site. That other site gets hacked, so now their password is available. And a bad actor gets into the system, sets up a clever little rule to siphon off key documents to a different email location that they are able to access outside of the organization. And this way they are then gaining access to sensitive information and able to make attacks and steal information or steal money or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm sure many people listening to this would think, I can imagine that happening in my working environment. If the senior leadership team have that same view that, I'm above 2FA, so the team can have it, but I don't need to have that sort of extra burden, that extra admin when I want to log into my account. But those sort of things, I don't think that's an unusual situation.
And of course, as you said to me before we started recording, they are the people being targeted. The people who are refusing to have these rules applied to them are the people being targeted by the bad actors. So it's
Absolutely.
yeah. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.